Yes, that of course would be the cantina music, that of course would be Bonethrasher stood directly in front of me, and everyone falling flat on their face as they fall into the pit would be the lads from Steel Legion helping me out with this boss kill and tactic. So, Bonethrasher on 16-man for Hutt Hospitality has 2.5 million health, and he does 4 abilities. The Hutt upstairs does 2 abilities. You've just seen the first ability. He jumps into the air, does a stomp, leaves a mark on the ground, and this will cause everyone in the raid to lose health as he knocks them into the air, interrupts what they're doing. Now, if you're wondering why he's running around chasing after people, it's because he's untauntable, which means the best way to deal with him is to just have whoever is highest on threat kite him and everyone else stay behind him. There again you see the punt into the air that he does. It deals about 40% health. You're also going to see that the Hutt is yelling things. This will signify his abilities during the fight. He does 2, which we will explain when they happen. Now, you will see Bonethrasher there doing a swipe. That's a one-shot ability. If it hits anyone other than a tank, it does a lot of damage, and there's no point in trying to get anywhere near the front of him. He also does a slightly smaller swipe. As you saw there, it took less time for him to actually stand and charge it up. That swipe just deals a fair amount of damage and a knockback. It makes you fly off the edge of the platform into the acid below. Now, regarding the Hutt, you're going to see that he is yelling things, and you will see ads appear in the pit. There are 3 kinds of ads. There's the first one, it's a guard. However, we didn't get there in time, and Bonethrasher has eaten it. This is another one of his abilities. He will gain 20% damage and will just continue to do what he does otherwise. 20% isn't much on normal, however it can mean the difference between life or death. This is a buff that he gains, it's not really an ability that he has, so don't worry too much about it as long as you kill the guards. The guards have 5k health and they should be priority. They only take 1 or 2 hits to take them down. They will spawn randomly from one of the 4 corners every time the Hutt yells. This happens roughly 4, maybe 5 times in the fight. Now, there's the final ability that Bonethrasher does. He slams someone into the ground and pulverizes them. This slows them, deals a fair amount of damage to them, and as you can see, unfortunately Mort didn't get topped up in time, jumped back in too early and died because of it. Now, this is done on his main target when he catches up to them, so as long as you keep running, it shouldn't happen too often. It doesn't deal any significant amount of damage as long as everyone is topped up to full health. You're going to see here we actually managed to take this guard down in time, and Bonethrasher just keeps on going about his daily routine, swiping and stomping, and stomping and swiping. The Hutt has one other ability. He will spawn 2 mobs, a boss beast and a calicoid. These are easily dealt with. They have 100k health, and you don't really need to even nuke them down. You will see how we deal with them in a second, and it's the best way I can recommend for you guys to deal with them as well. So, you're going to see I pick up the boss beast here. Now, being a Powertech, I don't have a knockback, so what I have to do is ask a friendly raid member to come along, and BAM! Punts the beast over the edge. If you do this with both of them, it saves you a lot of DPS time. You don't have to worry about dealing with them. They're in the pit, they're dead, don't worry. You can go back to just focusing on Bonethrasher and getting him down. He has a roughly 8-minute enraged timer. We managed to take it down in under that time this time round, and it was fairly easy as long as we kept everyone topped up. Otherwise the stomp killed a few people. You need to keep everyone above roughly 10k health to be on the safe side. And as you can see, we just kite him around and nuke him down. The loot on 16-man is rather hefty. You get 8 pieces, 4 gloves, 4 heads. You also get 2 recipes if you are lucky for synth weaving or some other profession. And you also get your commendations and your shards for your daily and gear stuff. Gear stuff, yes, that's the technical term. So, Bonethrasher on 16-man, he wasn't too hard, he's a lot easier on 8. The disparity difficulty-wise between 8 and 16 is rather large at the moment. If you're after a challenge, go for the 16-man. However, this guide will, of course, work for 8-man as well. There will just be less of you. For raid setup, we went with no tanks, although we do have 3 people currently spec'd as tanks just to deal with the ads and anything else, as we weren't sure what was going on in this fight. And we have 4 healers. Everyone else is DPS and spread amongst ranged and melee. Apart from that, there's not much else to say. It was a really enjoyable fight. We managed to get him down after a few attempts. The loot was good, and the cantina music really added to the chaos at the start of the fight. So I'm going to shut up. You can watch the rest of this fight in peace without having to worry about my voice. From all of the guys from Steel Legion and myself, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you down the boss. If it didn't help you down it, then never mind, maybe next time. And if you killed it before this, or if you think 8-man and 16-man are both cakewalks and anyone who dies is a failure, then have a banana sticker. You're clearly better than all of us. Until the next video, or strategy, or whatever we post, I hope you enjoyed the game, I hope you enjoyed whatever you're doing in your spare time, and I hope you're enjoying my channel. Peace.